Hi, welcome to Road 200 Questions. X, root y and a are positive integers. Also given that x is between 20 and 120. I mean the minimum value of x is 21, maximum value is 119. This is the value of x. Root y also is a positive integer, that's what I mentioned. That means root y, if you look at y is more than 5, and since root y is a positive integer, so what can y be? Y can be minimum 3, root 5, because 9, because 4 will give you 2, but positive integer 3. Maximum less than 600, 24 square, because 25 square is 625, 24 square is 576, so 24. So the minimum and maximum range is 24 to 143, which means if I remove square root, since a is a positive integer, it can be 5 to 11, because 12 square is 144. Values from 5 to 11. So if you look at number of values from 5 to 11 is nothing but 7. So answer is D option. A wants to save 1,27,000 per phone. Saves 1,000. I write 1K. And every subsequent month he saves an amount which is twice the previous month. So 2K, 4K, 8K and so on. How many months will it take to save the required amount, total amount? So in 2 months he will save 3,000 if you look at it. 3 months he will save 7,000. It's like a GPA anyway. So if you look at this is 2 square minus 1, this is 2 cube minus 1. So 2 months he saves 2 square minus 1, 3 months he saves 2 cube minus 1. 127 is 2 raised to 7 minus 1. So that means it will take 7 months for him to save. So 127 is nothing but 2 raised to 7 minus 1. You can also form a GP of 2 and then use the formula. But normally you have a pattern. When there is a large number, you normally have a pattern. Try to find a pattern. Also it helps to know that 1 plus 2 plus 2 square plus 2 cube and so on up to 2 raised to n is nothing but 2 raised to n plus 1 minus 1. Right? So that's how you can use the property. A spends 4 hours for preparing the exam. 4 hours, let's convert to minutes, because removing 1/6 of 4 hours becomes a little difficult. So 240 minutes. 1/6 of the time, which is 40 minutes, he spends on reading. So what is left is 200. 20%, 1/5 again, 40 minutes he spends on puzzles. So what is left is 160. 25%, again 140 minutes he spends on DI. So what is left is 120. 1/6, which is 20 minutes he spends on calculations. Left is 100. 40% he spends on logic, and remaining 60 he spends on maths. All the difference in time spent on maths and calculations. So if you look at 60 minus 20 will give you 40 minutes. B option as the answer. There's 7 students in a class. 3 members have to be selected from a group such that one person has to be included and another has to be rejected. So that means from the 7, one definitely has to be selected. If one has to be selected, so we have to only select 2 people, because 3 members have to be selected, such that one has to be included. So one is we including. So from the remaining we have to include 2. But from the remaining 6 people, one is definitely rejected. So that means we have left with 5 people and we have to select 2 people. So from 5, if we have to select 2, it's 5C2, which is right from 5. I mean 2 people are gone. So 5C2. 5C2 is 5 into 4 upon 2, which will give you 10. Clear? So one is definitely selected, left is 6, and one is definitely rejected, left is 5. And from this 5, I have to select 2 members. So automatically you get 5C2, which will give you answer as 10. The largest triangle is 4 times the smallest triangle. And the 3 angles are integers, and a calculated degrees, they are distinct. So distinct is important. How many such triangles are possible? So try to think about the triangle. So if I look at 10, if I take, I'm just taking a random number, 10, 40, the third angle will be something 130, I believe. But that is not smallest and largest. This has to be smallest and largest. So if I look at 20, 80, okay, 80. So in this case, it is just equal, but we have distinct. Since we want distinct, so 20, 80, 80 is just a borderline case. So I know 21 will satisfy. About 20, 21 will satisfy. Now coming to 30, 30, 120, 30. Here again they are equal. We want distinct. So about 30 it should not satisfy. So 29 is the maximal which will satisfy. So 21 and 29 will satisfy, because at 20 and 30 we just get equal values. But they mentioned distinct values. That means above 21 and below 30 will satisfy. So at 9 values will satisfy. So answer will be C option. So just substitute values which are easy to calculate, and then you get approximately a range in which it will satisfy. And then you can find out the number of triangles are possible. Thank you.